And we're down here at the Bryce Jordan again, and it is home show time, 2015 Central Pennsylvania Home and Garden Show. And talking with me today, this afternoon, is Brian from Envinity. Now, Envinity, what does that name mean? How long have you guys been in business?
Sure, thanks for asking, Jay. So we've been around for 10 years. We started this business here, a bunch of Penn State grads, came out of the engineering department and wanted to start a business that helped people make their homes more energy efficient, more comfortable, and more sustainable. If that was a new home or an existing home, we want to map out the best way for people to do that.
Sounds outstanding. And you do audits too, is that right?
Yeah, so that's a big part of what we do with existing homes. We go into existing homes and perform energy audits. It's actually a really good time for people to consider that because there's a really hefty rebate available through the utility program around here. So we charge $450 for the service, and West Penn Power First Energy is providing a $250 rebate. So more than 50% of the cost is subsidized.
You get half of it off right there. That's got to be very worthwhile. And then there's the money you're going to save down the road.
Yeah, and really
especially if you take the recommendations you do.
That's right, and that's the real value in this. What we're trying to do is help people to identify what's the most cost-effective way for them to improve their house, to improve the comfort and the efficiency.
Right, so you don't go just wasting money on insulation when maybe you don't need insulation.
That's the trick.
Or if it's not the most cost-effective way, maybe a new furnace would do better, a new heating system. It could lower your costs and make things more efficient too.
That's exactly right, and we've got some really neat technology that we use during the energy audit to really help dig into these houses and figure out what's going on.
And I've seen some of that technology. He put this giant fan in the doorway and sealed it up and sucked air out of the house and trying to figure out where it's coming from and how well we're sealed, and he did a great job.
Yeah, well, thanks, Jay. And unfortunately, your house was in such good shape, we didn't find very much.
We didn't find very much.
Sometimes that's good news.
Which honestly surprised me because it's a late 70s construction.
Yeah.
And I thought there would be need for a lot more improvements. But previous owners have done some work to the house and brought it up to what we call code or things like that, or best recommendations.
Yeah, and I think that led us to the discussion of solar energy, which is another thing that Envinity does. You know, if we get into a house and it's got up-to-date mechanical equipment, it's well insulated, and the house itself is about as efficient as it can be, what the next step is to say, what can we do with renewable energy?
Right.
What can we do to make this house more sustainable? And that's what we need to talk about next, Jay.
Being meteorologist, actually, compared to wind energy, solar energy is much better around here.
I agree.
Wind energy is not consistent enough to make it viable, at least down at the low level. I mean, some of the ridgetop levels, you see commercial wind energy, that's a different story.
Yeah.
Because you can get the wind towers elevated and things like that up to where the wind is blowing most of the time.
Yeah.
Down here where we're living, it's not really worth doing. The solar power, you're going to get a bigger bang for your buck.
Yeah.
And especially if you have the right house with the roof orientation, good. But you can overcome that, right?
That's right. Yeah, there are ways. We do ground mount systems. We've used other off buildings like garages and sheds and barns and things like that, as well as roof mounted systems. So there's usually a way.
Cool.
Yeah.
Sounds wonderful. Now, how do people get a hold of you, and I guess you said something, you're all booked up?
Yeah, actually for energy audits, we're really booked. We're booked up into May, but we do offer a lot of services, new homes, existing homes. So the best way to find us is actually through our website. So we're celebrating 10 years of business, and we launched a new website this year, so please check it out. You can find us online at www.envinity.com.
That's with an E.
Yes, Envinity.
And a phone number?
Sure. Our phone number is 814-231-3927.
Outstanding.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Brian, and thanks for joining us today. Have a good time.
It's been a pleasure.
Yes.
Thanks, Jay.